Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, but mostly German. Today we have actually a very soft opening of our Kazansummit 2013. This year is the 5th annual summit. We have done some changes, slight changes, and I hope you will like it. Most of the working forums and seminars will take place today, and tomorrow there will be strategic forum. And we decided that the best way to start this 5th anniversary event of Kazansummit will be to start it from business breakfast. There are a lot of myths about Russia, about investment into Russia, and one good thing is whatever the myth, you are already sitting here, and that is the biggest achievement, number one. And of course, in our Republic of Tatarstan, the President of the Republic, Mr. Rustam Minihanov, is playing the most important role in working with investors, in developing our economy, in moving our region forward. It's one of the most economically developed regions of Russian Federation. And let us give applause and give him the opening speech, please.
Доброе утро, good morning, салям алейкум, дорогие друзья, уважаемые наши коллеги, my English bad is bad, поэтому я буду говорить по-русски. Прекрасная возможность. В России появилась новая площадка, где мы можем обсудить наши позиции, сблизить Россию с исламским миром. 5-й год подряд вот это происходит. Я хочу поблагодарить всех наших гостей из-за границы, наших российских гостей, партнеров, наверное, слово гостей будет совсем правильно, за то внимание, которое вы оказываете нашему форуму. И, во-вторых, это прекрасная возможность показать потенциал Республики Татарстан, одного из ведущих субъектов Российской Федерации. Мы понимаем, что сегодня мир он должен быть очень интегрирован. И, конечно же, не учитывать и возможности исламского банкинга, а в России пока это проявляется очень слабо, конечно же, это большое упущение. Вот наша площадка позволит нас сблизить. В течение этих дней у нас будет много встреч, много обсуждений, много контактов. Я надеюсь, что мы сумеем организовать достойный уровень, чтобы у вас остались хорошие впечатления о Татарстане, о Российской Федерации, о нашей столице Казани. Я еще раз хочу поприветствовать вас. Пушкин Тегес, Антон Бергадабышевич. Спасибо большое.
You know, actually, back in 2009, we started this summit with very humble idea of trying to bring attention to the Islamic banking and finance and to Islamic business practices. But very soon we realized that OIC member countries, and we have 57 countries, they it is the relationship that we could build between Russian Federation and these countries. It's not only about Islamic banking and finance and business. It's much more than that. It is trade, it is investments, it is any kind of economic activities, and it is also the cultural, the sport, and you just name it. There's a lot of room to develop the relationship between Russian Federation and OIC member countries. Slowly, the summit was developing, and then we are very thankful to the Federation Council of the Russian Federation, the upper house of Parliament of Russian Federation, to join our efforts back in 2012 and to start conducting this event jointly. Last year, for the first time in the history of Summit, we had a very special meeting of the Parliament members of more than 20 OIC member countries. Today, they are also present in the summit, and there will be special sessions tomorrow. And we did understand that basically the Council of Federation has played a very important role in terms of bringing jointly together not only members of parliament, but also assisting us in dealing with embassies of Russian Federation, embassies of other countries stated here in Moscow, and many more than that. And the Deputy Chairman, Mr. Ilyas Mahan, is here with us today. He was very supportive with the whole team, and I would like to pass it on to him, please.
Assalamu alaikum, dear friends, dear colleagues. Actually, I have an option to choose one or two languages, English or Russian. But for very clear reasons, I will follow the example of President of Kazansummit. I will speak in Russian. Наше сегодняшнее мероприятие «Девовой завтрак» посвящен мифам о России. Есть замечательная русская поговорка: лучше один раз увидеть, чем много раз услышать. Казань дает такой уникальный шанс, когда мы можем и увидеть, и услышать друг друга. На самом деле, я очень рад приветствовать всех вас, и особенно тех, кто не первый раз на Kazansummit, на этой гостеприимной земле. Президент Татарстана говорил о том, что в современном взаимозависимом, очень технологическом мире трудно развиваться изолированно, в одиночку. Это абсолютная правда, как и правда в том, что большая роль принадлежит новым информационным технологиям, новым интернет-возможностям. К сожалению, не всегда они работают на то, чтобы разрушать сложившиеся стереотипы, а иногда делают нас заложниками этих стереотипов. Что такое на самом деле современная Россия? Иногда ее путают с Советским Союзом, на Западе говорят, что это не европейская страна, а азиатская страна. Им, условно говоря, хочется, чтобы в России были налоговые браки, или им не нравится, что у нас запрещены идеи пропаганды, идеи гомосексуализма среди детей, или в регионах свято соблюдаются национальные традиции, религиозные и культурные обычаи. Иногда в Азии можно слышать обратное, что в России доминируют западные ценности. На самом деле Россия – это не только большая, это уникальная прогрессивная страна, и она очень разная. И, наверное, в ее многообразии наша сила. И вот здесь, в Татарстане, можно с особой очевидностью увидеть и это многообразие, и этот прогресс, и эту силу, и новую модель развития. Ну, а вообще, так, чтобы было у вас такое общее представление, Россия — это 190 национальностей. Это все приверженцы 60 конфессий, в том числе 3 крупнейших народов. Это 20 миллионов мусульман, которые живут в нашей стране. Это только за 4 года 320 мечетей построено в крупнейших городах России. А вообще, так, цифра, говорю это еще и как представитель и уполномоченный по делам также в Российской Федерации 7000 мечетей и молельных домов. Совсем недавно Владимир Путин, полемизируя с президентом Обамой, поместил статью в газете «Нью-Йорк Таймс». И там был очень важный тезис, наверное, очень важный тезис, которым и мы, участники этой конференции, можем руководствоваться. Он писал там, что есть большие страны, есть малые страны, есть страны, которые раньше пришли к демократии, есть страны, которые только начинают путь по демократическому пути развития. Он сказал, мы разные, но мы равны. И вот это очень серьезный, важный философский постулат, которым мы руководствуемся в Российской Федерации, в том числе в отношении наших зарубежных партнеров. Наша экономическая политика построена на том, чтобы обеспечить всем равные, одинаковые, благоприятные условия. Но одно дело принять законы, другое дело обеспечить их применение, а третье, и это очень важная задача, в том числе и Kazansummit, сделать так, чтобы об этих законах, об этих условиях узнали наши зарубежные партнеры за рубежом. Я провел анализ и хочу сказать, что очень немало сделано. У нас на сегодняшний день существует 30 соглашений со странами Организации исламского сотрудничества, межгосударственных отношений, которые связаны и с избежанием двойного налогообложения, и с поощрением взаимных инвестиций. Но это, конечно, недостаточно. Недостаточно, потому что ни вас, ни нас не может удовлетворять тот объем взаимной торговли, тот объем взаимных инвестиций, который сложился на сегодняшний день. Буквально одну цифру. Объем торговли с Европейским Союзом в 6 с лишним раз превышает объем торговли со всеми странами Организации исламского сотрудничества и равен примерно объему торговли России с Китайской Народной Республикой. Я думаю, что задача в том, чтобы мы лучше знали друг о друге. Доверие строится на знании. Поэтому у меня есть несколько предложений, я постараюсь кратко сформулировать, потому что, по-моему, и без этого перебрал времени в сравнении с президентом Татарстана. Но у нас есть разница. Когда я говорю, я работаю, а когда президент говорит, это еще не означает, что он работает, он потом начинает работать. И несколько предложений сводятся к тому, что, конечно, более активно должны работать торгово-промышленные палаты, деловые советы, которые есть между нашими странами. Там, наверное, есть смысл подумать над тем, чтобы открыть информационные консалтинговые офисы, может быть, на первом этапе на субрегиональном уровне. Наконец, я хотел бы сказать, что есть ВТР, замечательный опыт, где создан информационный пул средств массовой информации Азиатско-Тихоокеанского региона. И последний такой форум неделю назад состоялся в Москве. Там есть очень интересный опыт координации работы средств массовой информации. Я думаю, для продвижения бизнес-идей это очень важно, поскольку порой информацию друг о друге мы получаем не напрямую, не через собственные средства массовой информации, а через источники в третьих и четвертых стран. Ну и, наконец, наверное, отныне можно использовать и информационные порталы правительственных и парламентских органов. Уважаемые коллеги, я призываю вас к диалогу, я призываю вас активно смотреть, слушать, видеть, мы готовы реагировать на ваши соображения, идеи, замечания. Я желаю всем нам успеха на этом замечательном форуме. Господин президент, извините, что был вперед.
Now let's go back to investment climate, the myth about Russia. Actually, if you look at, a group of people who are sitting here in this hall, at this breakfast, basically we can divide it into three groups. One group is those investors which were not afraid to come to Russia. They have invested, and it seems to me they are quite happy because they don't want to go back. So that's one positive point. The second one, we have those people who are got some interest in Russia. They come here a number of times. They are looking for different opportunities, and they are not afraid of Russia anymore because they know, they have seen by themselves. And the third group are those people which are coming here for the first time. And I'm very glad that Kazansummit became the good reason for you to come over. And I'm sure most of you, when you were preparing to come to Kazansummit, and especially not even Moscow and St. Petersburg, but some other region of Russia, most probably you were afraid and you didn't know much what could you expect to see. So these are the three groups of people that basically we can be divided into. Now, there are certain companies like PricewaterhouseCoopers and Young and others which are very actively working and assisting foreign investors to be in Russia, to be in Russian region. And I would like to now come to today the representative of, the big representative of PricewaterhouseCoopers, and share his, yes, you see, he is really big. So to share his thoughts and ideas on the myths of Russia that most of the investors have. Please.
Thank you, Linda, for the opportunity to speak to such an illustrious audience. My name is David Gray. I'm the country managing partner for PricewaterhouseCoopers in Russia. And I think there are many myths about Russia. I've been in Russia for almost 20 years. I came for a week, but liked it, and it became a month, and then it's ended up being almost 20 years now. And I'm still here because I still believe that Russia is one of the great investment opportunities. It's one of the best places to do business, and a place where the opportunities for our clients, PwC as a global network, are extremely exciting, and where we can do a lot of very interesting work. We had the privilege to open an office in Kazan some 6 years ago. Kazan, we now have some 200 people working for PricewaterhouseCoopers, because we not only service our local clients here, we use Kazan as a base to deliver services across Russia and outside Russia. So we are, if you like, a great example of not only why you should come to Kazan, but the success that you can achieve in Kazan. And that success is based on the quality of the people in the Republic and in the city. We at PwC had the opportunity to work with the government on the Universiade Games that took place this year. And one of the highlights of those games for us was actually the volunteer program that was operated. You saw a new Russia in the Games, the ability to deliver a huge international event to world standards, but also you saw a new Russia in terms of the people, the enthusiasm of the volunteer program, the thousands of people that helped the visitors to Kazan to experience what the head of the International Federation for the Games acknowledged was the best university games that had ever taken place. So in terms of the myths, coming here is the first part of getting past the myths and realizing what a great place Russia is. but specifically what a great place Kazan is. Kazan is now our second biggest office in the country. The only office that's bigger than Kazan is actually Moscow, and Kazan is actually growing faster than Moscow. It's got a bit of catching up to do to catch up with our Moscow office, but we still believe in the future of Kazan, and we look forward to welcoming many of our international clients as they invest in the Republic. So I would encourage you to think seriously about the opportunities in the Republic and welcome you to come and visit us in our large office in Kazan City. Спасибо.
We have another company here called Amsterdam, which is also very active, and I would like to give this one to Mr. Wilhelm.
Well, thank you very much. I've known Russia for a long time because I'm Canadian and we play hockey tournaments, and sometimes Russia beats Canada and sometimes the other happens. But I was very honored to meet the president here, President of Tajikistan, about a year ago, and I had a helicopter ride over some of the new developments at the Nautilus. I'm so impressed with the work Lenar's been doing and with his colleagues on Smart Kazan. My particular focus is on the creation of smart cities and innovation districts. And boy, if you haven't seen what they're doing here, you should really try to have a look while you're here. Talk about moving to cities of the future and regions of the future is just a great example here. Ernst & Young, like PwC, is tremendously active throughout Russia. We have an office here as well. It's growing rapidly. We keep chasing each other in a friendly manner, and but with great respect. And I just want to encourage everybody. I have not been in Russia as long as Dave, but you know, the chairman of Ernst & Young made an interesting comment a while ago. He's been here a long time. He said there are a lot of myths about Russia, but he's been here for nearly 30 years. And he said the companies that come and invest, as far as Ernst & Young is concerned, and we've had many of them as our clients, have all done very well. Despite all the things you read in the press and everything else, companies that come and invest do well. And so it's a great opportunity for everyone to come here. I've certainly enjoyed being here. I'm back again now. We still haven't skied at the new ski resort. I was here when it opened last year. I forgot to bring my equipment, but I'll get out there soon. So thank you, and I encourage everybody to come and enjoy the excitement and very much a can-do attitude here. Thank you.
The outcome of the Kazan Summit 2009 was the establishment of the Kazakhstan International Investment Company. And it was a very exceptional case whereby Islamic Development Bank Group entered into a joint venture basically with investors from the Middle East and also with the business entities of the Republic of Kazakhstan. And the person who was very much active in all this and who was behind of the development that was taking place between Islamic Development Bank Group and the Republic of Kazakhstan definitely is Mr. Khalid Abouki. And I'm sure for the last 3-4 years, maybe 5 years, since we have been talking and dealing on many issues with regard to establishing the company, this and that, I'm sure he has got a lot of things to say. And please, Khalid.
Thank you. First of all, I'm very happy to be again in the summer. It's the Summit 2009. But I'll tell you 1 year before that, it was 2008, where IDB convened the first investment conference over here. We got about 120 businessmen to invest over here. And you know, the businessmen thought that this is an opportunity for them. This, but it was difficult for them to individually invest. So they asked us, and we formed the Kazansummit International Investment Company, PIS. And we started to look into opportunities. Unfortunately, at that time also the global financial crisis summit, and there was a little bit of change in appetite on the south side of our region. However, I would say that in terms of what's happening here, the economy was very, very much resilient. So we haven't seen a drop in the economy over here. I still believe that this is a good moment for people to look at behind the numbers and see there is a progress over here. Now, why we did the investment? As I said, it's a response for investors who also do business in this country. We also would like to connect with Russia. I think Russia, there is a lot of talk about Russia. We have been dealing many years with Russia and Russian conflicts in all days. But for the last maybe 7 to 8 years, that connection did not actually exist. So we started to bring investors over here to see these opportunities, and this company that I have the honor to be the chairman, PIIC, has established also the first Sharia-compliant finance company here in Russia for Eurasian leasing company. And we started to also finance project over here. And this is one of the issues that we probably for investors, especially coming from our part of the world who would like to do their business in Sharia-compliant way, they need financing. And financing, for that reason, does not exist in this Sharia-compliant way, so we do this also to provide that. What I would say to investors, take your time to understand Russia. Russia is not an easy country to understand, but once you understand it, I think it's an easy country to do business. This is very, very important for us, especially coming from GCC. Because our way of doing business, that we come here, we want to do business right away. I mean, this is not possible here. You need to understand the country, you need to understand the culture, you need to understand the people, the history, and then after that, I think doing business will come. I'm happy to say that also connectivity to this region happened in the last 2 years. When we started to come here, we were coming to either Moscow or Istanbul. Now the city is connected by Dubai and Sharjah, Al-Arabiya and Dubai all fly here. So connectivity is improving. And we hope with the big project like Smart City and the airport, development airport, that this region can be a hub. And I believe it has all the ingredients to be a hub. Kazan, this is a very, very diversified economy in Kazakhstan. Very strong in science and technology. There's a lot of industry that can be developed from here. So for us, I think it's the case has already been made. I'm not here to promote actually investing over here because there is an investment promotion agency. But I'm just telling my experience that it might be difficult at the beginning because you need to understand the situation. But once you do that, you'll find a very, very good business. Thank you.
I was expecting to hear a lot of complaints, but somehow it's been difficult to get it from you. Anyway, I personally started my business in Russia from the telecommunication sector, and I think it's one of the most liberal sectors of Russian economy, at least it was. Now, Jason Partners is very active in this, and I'm sure they have something to say about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for the invitation to be in this nice in Kazakh. I will speak in English, I will make it Russian. I would like to say that today Kazakhstan and the rest of the region in Russia gave a very good opportunity for investment. But from my point, I would say that of course we have faced some problem, there are still some problem and some difficult obstacles for this process. And maybe I am in the second group of people here because I was in Kazan many times ago as a tourist, but this year is my third visit here because I actually see the very wide opportunity for investments in Kazakhstan today. Particularly in telecom and IT sector, which I represent. And what obstacles we see today? First of all, we actually need to improve our regulation, our procedures, our business approach to investors in Russia. And we plan to do a lot of efforts to do this work in Kazakhstan. And we have our vision of this process, and we positive looking for the future of the invest in IT sector in Kazakhstan because actually Russia will give a very good example for successful investments in Russia. Many big Russian operators are private companies, and this again underlining the idea that telecom industry is very positive for investment. So I wish everybody in this world to find the best opportunities here in Kazakhstan. I wish success to everybody. Thank you.
Well, it happens so that we are trying to be very active since we are economically the most developed part of the Russian Federation. Certainly we have to be active all the time just to stay competitive. So back in 2012, we were the first region of Russian Federation who went out to the world and announced invest in Kazakhstan. And we did this campaign, the promotion campaign. That was, I think it was quite successful. A lot of people who had never heard about Tatarstan, they have never heard about Kazan, suddenly they got to know that somewhere in the globe there's a point which is called Tatarstan and Kazan. And our partners were international media agencies, and CNBC is here with us also, the external cost worked with her as well. And we were working with a lot of people. But one thing we understood, that really the information that is needed to be distributed about Russian regions, about Russian Federation, is really, I mean, the demand is really huge. People basically, a lot of people have never been to this country. They judge about this country simply from Hollywood movies or from short news from BBC and CNN and so on. So, yes, promotion is very important. And I think Russia is doing very serious steps in this. There is a special television, Russia Today, or Russia Rio, that is broadcasting to many countries, and this is where they are trying to deliver. They are trying to deliver the message what is today Russia. And we have another instrument which is very actively being used, and I think more than 17 countries are being covered now. And Russia beyond the headlines. That's the thing I would like to talk about now. And what are the challenges? And what are the problems penetrating to foreign market with new information content? Please.
Thank you, Leonard. I also have an option whether to choose which language to choose. I'm sorry. I think that since we are in Russia, so I'll switch to my native language, Russian, if you do not against. Спасибо, Ленар. Мы действительно работаем уже не в 17, а в 21 стране. И главная функция наша функция – это расширить присутствие российской информации о России, о российских регионах, непосредственно внутри иностранных СМИ. Дело в том, что если вернуться к той теме, которую задали организаторы, это тема стереотипов России, то мне думается, что можно, конечно, принять точку зрения, что стереотипы создают какие-то специально обученные люди, враги России, которые, собственно, выдумывают все вот эти легенды и небылицы по поводу нашей страны, распространяют их через иностранные СМИ. Но мне кажется, что более точна точка зрения, что виновниками этих стереотипов являемся мы сами. Потому что фактически стереотипы создаются, как правило, в условиях отсутствия информации. И особенно такой специфической информации, которая необходима для принятия инвестиционных решений. Я не знаю, если спросить представителей любой иностранной страны, присутствующей в этом зале, какое место или какую долю в общем объеме международной информации, ваших средств массовой информации в вашей стране занимает Россия, то мне кажется, что в ряде стран эта доля будет просто нулевой. В любом случае информацию о России, о населении в ваших странах, через самые качественные вещательные или печатные СМИ, как правило, получает из третьих рук. И в этом есть, конечно, чем задуматься российской стороне. И тем более, что Россия – это, по сути, это сумма регионов. Когда говорят «инвестируйте в Россию», то, как правило, речь идет об инвестировании в конкретную территорию. со своими традициями, со своей культурой, со своей историей, со своим, возможно, и особенностями своего законодательства, например. И Татарстан в данном случае, ну, я бы сказал, что это, пожалуй, лидер в нашей стране в том, что касается выстраивания вот, коммуникационной политики на зарубеж. И вот Ленар обозначил 3 группы потенциальных инвесторов, тех, кто уже есть в России давно, тех, кто уже начал что-то делать с Россией или задумался об этом, и тех, кто еще ничего не знает о России. Так вот, с каждой из этих групп надо выстраивать, конечно же, свою отдельную коммуникационную политику. И в этом смысле, собственно, наш проект Russia Beyond the Headlines, мы производим приложение о России, которое распространяется непосредственно внутри крупнейших ведущих иностранных газет мира. На тот момент, когда был прошлый Kazansummit, в прошлом году у нас было действительно 17 стран, вы правы. Сегодня их 21. И главным образом это произошло потому, что наш толчок нам дал как раз Kazansummit, потому что именно на Kazansummit, где мы участвовали, так же, как и в этом году, так же и в прошлом году, мы вдруг неожиданно для себя осознали, что мы абсолютно не присутствуем в исламском мире. То есть мы выходим в Нью-Йорк Таймс США, Вашингтон Пост США, в Daily Telegraph Великобритании, там, Le Figaro во Франции, но нет ни одной страны исламского мира. И я хочу доложить президенту Татарстана и вообще всему саммиту, что мы постарались исправить этот пробел, и уже с декабря прошлого года мы выходим в Объединенных Арабских Эмиратах вместе с газетой Gulf News и вместе с газетой Аль-Халидж. У нас налаживается очень интересное сотрудничество с крупнейшей в мире исламской страной Индонезия. И буквально недавно на той встрече, координационной встрече иностранных СМИ, о которой говорил господин Маханов в Москве, мы получили очень интересное предложение от информационных агентств Индонезии. И, собственно, мы здесь для того, чтобы продолжить налаживание информационных, медийных контактов с национальными СМИ тех стран, которые принимают участие в саммите, наладить контакты с теми экспертами и специалистами в области инвестиционного климата, которые могли бы выступать в роли ньюсмейкеров, авторов, экспертов, комментаторов на наших страницах. И я желаю успешной работы саммита и прежде всего нам самим.
Very recent, no, actually not really recent. The whole year we have been very actively working with Thomson Reuters. Certainly we know Thomson Reuters, the main information content provider of the world. And certainly I wouldn't miss the person for free. You gotta say something.
Thank you very much. My name is Basil Bofta, Managing Director for Thomson Reuters in the Middle East, Africa, Russian region. First of all, it's a pleasure to be here. It's my first time to attend, and I had made a promise I would attend this Kazansummit, and so far it's going very well, and I'm looking forward to it. I think to just come back to the topic that you presented, about talking about how Russia can present itself to Western media. As you can imagine, in my business and in my line of work, I spend a lot of time speaking with CEOs, with government officials about their communications and about how they address the media in general and about how they disseminate information. And I think it is easy to say, or it's easy to make comments about the lack of information or the need for transparency from Russia. But I think equally it's about the stories that the Russian businessmen tell, or the stories that the Russian people tell. There's a lot, there's too much politics in Russian news and not enough business in Russian news. What I see from a Western perspective is when I spend time with CEOs here in Russia, speaking to them, a lot of it is about political information, political news, and not enough is being presented around the business area. And I think there's definitely room to talk about some of the great companies here in Russia, whether it's in the infrastructure space, or petrochemicals, or even in technology and software and so on. And I think those stories will be of most interest to global businessmen and stories that need to be promoted more. So I hope summits like this and others, maybe outside of Russia, would help to promote some of those stories and make sure that more people are aware of what's going on. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And as I told you, 2012, we cooperated very closely with CNBC. The reason why we have chosen CNBC is because we thought that they were the best, the majority of investors of the world. Evgeny, you have to say something about it.
I think if we're looking at foreign media, as many of my colleagues just said, there is a natural reaction to blame the media. But I think it's both Russia and the media to blame, because we want to talk about it, or let's say if we go back 3 years ago, we wanted to talk about it, but no one would talk to us. And slowly, there were business owners who started talking, and later on the government. And I think what's important to realize is that many foreign media just want to talk. Basically, we want to give them a platform and listen to what they have to say. And there is great interest, so that's why we launched a fantastic campaign with Tatarstan. I work with a number of regions, but I have to say that Tatarstan is the most progressive and innovative region across Russia. And we did a fantastic campaign which obviously focused on getting the key message to investors first of all. And then we gave a voice, and we ran little segments with the interview with President Anna, directly talking to investors. And after that, we had a fantastic event in London, which was attended by about 120 investors. And I have to say, we were personally surprised how much interest there was there. When we were talking to investors, they said, this is the first time we actually got an opportunity to hear about something outside Russia and St. Petersburg. Because what Russia is talking about is just Moscow and St. Petersburg. So I think I would like to compliment Tatarstan once again and to ask them to continue the good work in Russia and show them how it's done.
Thank you. Well, everybody is speaking so nicely, it's really making me happy. Now, there is one person here, and let me stand next to him. And he is not expecting that I'm coming. Dr. Ali Kushna, I'm coming to you. Assalamu alaikum, sir. This is the man who's supposed to come here, regardless, year before, last year, this year, and finally he is here. This is a person who is coming for the first time to the Republic of Tatarstan, and he has a very good reason. And I think he will tell about it himself.
I'm businessman from Saudi Arabia. I'm happy to be here, and thanks to Mark really who convinced me in Sarajevo a few years ago. And I'm happy to be here, and also we go to Moscow from here to learn more about the opportunities in Kazan and we'll be happy to, of course, partners with IDB in Bosnia. And I'm proud they started Bosnia Sarajevo Business Forum and you started.
Well, thank you so much. Actually, I want to tell him something else. You know, people have got different reasons to come to new regions. And I think one of the reasons he is here, is because his wife has got roots from Kazan, and she is Tatar, right? So, you know, Mr. Putin at one point of time said, whatever Russian you take and scratch, inside you will get Tatar. But we are very happy that our Tatar people living in Saudi, and they are coming back here. So all are welcome. Thank you. Now, definitely there are problems. Not everything is as bright as we would like to show it to you. We understand that. A lot of things are happening in terms of improving the investment climate of Russian Federation. Well, if to go one by one on the bit that we have about Russia. First of all, it's a country where there are a lot of administrative barriers and bureaucracy. Number two, a lot of corruption. Number three, unstable economic situation. The economy is not developing since the breakdown of Soviet Union. These are just few things that people think about Russia. But we have to keep in mind that today, Russia is the 6th largest economy of the world. And in the year 2013, the GDP of the country will be $3.2 billion US, and per capita income will be $7 17.7 thousand US dollars. And the internal market of Russian Federation, one of the biggest in the world, and it is number 9 among 142 countries. Yes, definitely there are a lot of things. You might face this problem, and I think we are improving. And just a few weeks back, I was in China. Well, China is a country where a lot of people are investing. America, Europe, Asians, everybody is investing there. We were in the city which is considered to be one of the most developed. And apparently nobody speaks English. But somehow everybody is going there. When you talk about Russia, people say, no, you go to Russia, nobody speaks English. But the question is, people go to China, nobody speaks English. People are afraid to go to Russia because nobody speaks English. Now, I think when it comes to the Republic of Tatarstan, Moscow definitely has improved a lot in this terms, and St. Petersburg. And Kazan is being the third capital city of Russian Federation, and we have that official statement, by the way. While we were preparing for our university, and that took place July this year, everybody, even the taxi drivers, people in the restaurant, everybody was encouraged to learn English language. And I see that today, the youngsters, the new generation, they are really picking up the language, and the English language is becoming second language for them. For Tatars, it is Tatar, Russian, and English. So it's getting more and more penetration among our people. So I don't think these are the things that you have to be afraid of. Yes, Jason and partner said that there are some problems, some procedures, some legal issues and things like that. But I should deliver it to you that just last week we were in Sochi, Sochi Investment Forum. And Mr. Medvedev, the Prime Minister of Russia, was very actively telling about the changes of investment climate that is taking place. There is a special body of the government of Russian Federation that is, which is called Agency for Strategic Initiatives on New Projects, and they are trying to promote new standards and bring new investment climate. But I think still it is the will of the regions themselves how they want to be active on international market, how they want to be active in attracting investors. Now, a lot of changes are going on in the country when it comes to investment climate. But the problem, not many people outside Russia know about it. And I think the biggest challenge will be, by your presence, by your successful project, to show that business in Russia, business in region, in the Republic of Tatarstan, definitely can be done, and it is very successful. We have very successful cases whereby our Turkish investors are very actively investing to special economic zone Alabuga, and they have gone much more than that. They are investing into the development. There are a lot of projects that are becoming more and more attractive today. And we understood one thing. If you want to go to international market, you have to make sure that you have something to propose. You don't tell just invest in region. You don't tell just invest in Tatarstan. You tell exactly where you want the investors to be investing. You tell what are the exact projects. And one of the key projects that we will be discussing during this forum, during the summit, certainly will be Smart City Kazan. It's a very unique project, and today at 12:30 there will be groundbreaking ceremony of Kazan Smart City. The project has been prepared in such a way that it is that all the investors can understand what is the exit strategy, what is the entrance, what is the relationship that needs to be developed with the government, and what are the procedures and things like that. So, with the success of our special economic zone Alabuga, where 60% of our foreign direct investment is going today, we realize that to prepare proper investment products is very important, and this is what we have to promote to our foreign investors. Now, I think we talk about mass media. We talk about different groups of investors, and I'm really looking to see Sberbank. Is Sberbank here? Representative of our biggest bank of Russian Federation? No? Fortunately missing. Akbar's bank? Sorry, Akbar's bank is also missing. I think they are preparing for the forums, for the seminars, to present themselves and perhaps even for groundbreaking ceremony of Kazansummit.
They're preparing money.
Oh yeah, they're preparing money. That's the thing. Oh yeah, there is a Zenit Bank, one of the most important banks of Russian Federation. And let me see, who do we have from Zenit Bank? Okay, here. Now, one of the mechanisms to invest, of course, is to sharing the risk with foreign investors. And this is where our biggest banks are coming in. And please, Denis should talk about it.
Добрый день, дамы и господа. Сегодняшняя наша встреча, наверное, подтверждает, что мифы о России, которые сложились на предыдущие годы, наверное, уже настало время, когда они должны быть развенчаны, потому что вот вся головая активность последних нулевых годов и уже текущего десятилетия подтверждает о том, что в Россию можно вкладываться, Россия надежный инвестиционный партнер, и наш совместный банковский опыт подтверждает о том, что с Россией готовы сотрудничать, и здесь именно, наверное, на мой взгляд, не только средства массовой информации относятся, доводится большая роль продвижения России на мировое пространство, но и самое главное подтверждение выступает именно бизнес. Банковский или инвестиционный IT-бизнес. Любой бизнес – это, наверное, реальное подтверждение слов, которые звучат в средствах массовой информации. И данный форум, я считаю, такое же подтверждение. И, наверное, после этого форума присутствующие здесь зарубежные гости смогут подтвердить правильность наших слов сегодня.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, we are actually ending our breakfast. And I think that the goal that we set for the breakfast was very simple. To give the motion to all the forums, to all the seminars that will be taking place today, tomorrow. Right after this breakfast at 10 o'clock, 3 different forums will be starting. They will be on the first floor. There are meeting rooms. All of you are very much invited to take very active part, because the mode of operation for the summit decided that today we need to discuss all the issues that we brought up during the summit. And so that tomorrow at the strategic forum we could summarize it and address it properly. The fact that the Federation Council is here present is basically a channel, the proper channel to pass all the messages that we will finalize to the federal government. Definitely regional governments, yes, they could be active, but at the same time the federal government, and we are very glad that they are actively taking part in this, certainly will have to address bigger issues that are lying in the relationship of Russian Federation and OIC member countries. And all these topics that we will be discussing today, they are very important. Each of you have chosen different forums, different seminars, and I really hope that you will be taking very active part. And we hope to see you for the reception on behalf of the President this evening. There will be horse racing, and also tomorrow at the strategic forum. Now, just to finalize this breakfast, I would like to pass the word to the President of the Republic of Kazakhstan, just to give us the spirit for this summit.
Уважаемые наши гости, уважаемые дамы и господа, я желаю вам хорошей работы и приятного вспоминания после того, как у нас будут итоги. Еще раз хочу поблагодарить всех вас. Большое спасибо.